I'm going to try and make a St. Brigid's cross, and I thought it might be something you'd like to do yourselves at home, so I'm going to show you how I did it. I didn't have a lot of rushes, so I decided I'd try and use some other materials. I'm going to try newspaper and card, but maybe you've some other things at home that might work. You could use old cereal boxes cut up, or maybe you have something in the garden, some old sticks that might work, or some straws or pipe cleaners. St. Brigid's crosses are traditionally made with rushes like these ones, but I thought we'd try something different because sometimes it can be hard to find rushes. So I'm going to make some long lengths, a bit like the rushes, using newspaper. So here I have a sheet of newspaper, and I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to fold it in half again, and then I'm going to cut it into strips. I also thought we could try and make some with some coloured card and fold it instead of roll it. So I'm going to mark some strips to cut using my ruler and a pencil, and then I'm going to cut some strips. You could use card, you could use old magazines, maybe you have something growing in your garden, you could use some natural material that would work too. So now I have strips of newspaper and some strips of card, and I'm going to try and make a St. Brigid's Day cross by making lengths with these. And I'm going to try two different ways. I'm going to try rolling it, and I'm going to try folding it. So here's one I folded and one I rolled. So to fold them, just need to fold your little strips in half. And if you want, you can try folding them even smaller. So now I have a narrow strip of card. So for the newspaper, I'm going to try rolling it around a stick. So I'm pinching it against the stick, and then I'm rolling the stick and the newspaper around and tightening it up. And I'm going to try and secure this. We could put a little bit of tape, or we could use a little bit of PVA glue. And then we can slide it off the stick. So now I have loads of folded strips of card and some rolled strips of newspaper, and I'm going to try and make a St. Brigid's cross. So to start with, we're going to fold some of our strips of card in half, and these are going to form the arms of our Brigid's cross. So I have one strip left, and I'm going to use all the folded pieces to build my Brigid's cross. So we're going to find the middle of our strip, and we're going to start putting our pieces around a bit. And you're going to imagine it's a little bit like a clock. So the next one has to fold over the one before it. So this one is going to go over the green one. And then the next one, the orange one, is going to go over the red one. And then the next one, the yellow one, is going to go over the orange one. And we keep going round and round like a clock, going from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, building it up. So our next one is a green one going across the yellow one. It's nice working with the colours because it's really easy to see which direction they're going in. So our next one is yellow, then green again, then red, then orange, then yellow, then green, then red, and our last one, an orange one on this side. So now all we need to do is to tie around the end so it doesn't come undone. So I'm going to tie the last leg I did first with some string. And pull it nice and tight. So now I've finished my cross. I'm going to cut all my pieces of string short. And if you want, you can cut the ends so they're all the same length. So now I'm going to try and make a cross using my newspaper. So I'm going to fold a bunch in half again. Remember, you need about 16 lengths to make your cross. You could try making it with reeds if you have a field near you where they're growing, or you could use drinking straws, or maybe there's something else in your recycling that you could cut up into strips. So again, I'm going to start with one straight one, and I'm going to find the center and put my first piece around it. And then the next piece has to go around that piece, and then the next piece goes around that piece, and then the next piece goes around that piece. If you keep turning it in your hand, it makes it really easy. So put that piece on and turn it. I'll put this piece on and turn it. I'll put this piece on and turn it. Put this piece on and turn it. Put our next piece on and turn it. And you can tighten it up as you're going as well, so you can pull all the pieces tight if they're a little loose. Put this piece on and turn it. Put this piece on and turn it. Put this piece on and turn again. This piece on and turn it. This piece and turn. This piece and turn. This piece and turn. I think I've put enough pieces on that one, so I'm going to tie this one off now. You don't have to use string. You could use elastic bands, or you could use hair ties, or you could use a cable tie, or anything at all that you can tie around it. Here's my finished newspaper Brigid's cross. I think I'm going to try and make a three-legged Brigid's cross as well. So we're going to try something similar to the other cross. Instead of thinking 12, 3, 6 and 9, we're going to think 12, 4 and 8 as our points that we're going to make them on. And I'm going to start with a folded one instead of a straight one. So there's my first two. My next one is going to go around this one, and we're going to think 12, 4 and 8. So our next one is going to go this way. So it's just like the Brigid's cross with 4 legs, only this one is going to have 3 legs. It's called a Triskel cross. And like the Brigid's cross, it's easy if you turn it in your hand as you're working. So I'm folding and turning and folding and turning and folding and turning and folding and turning. So now I have 3 different crosses made with paper. A Triskel cross, a 4-legged cross, and a little one made in coloured paper as well.
I hope you all have a nice St. Brigid's Day, and fingers crossed we might actually be able to start the Living Arts project again in your school later this year.